Hi guys, I'm Noelle. Welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to do part 2 of my new series, Things I Wish I Would Have Known, and this episode is going to be talking about things I wish I would have known before graduating college. College graduation is coming up here in a few short weeks, and it honestly can be a scary transition from college to the real world. It's kind of your first time completely on your own, and so these are going to be 10 things that I wish I would have known or someone would have told me before I graduated college. I'm now 26 years old, so this is looking back 4 years for me, and it's honestly been a wild journey figuring out adulthood, young adulthood. So here's a few things that I wish I would have known. Number 1, it is okay to move home after college. I feel like there's this weird pressure to have a job and have your new apartment and have your life kind of figured out very quickly after college. But it's okay to take some time off, whether that's like to travel or to move home and apply for jobs, to continue your job search, whatever it is. Everybody's path is going to look completely different after college, and no matter where you end up, if you get a job right away, if you don't, if you have to move home, if you're moving states, it doesn't matter. Everyone's journey is going to look a little bit different. And I think moving home for a while until you get your job sorted out and figure out what you want to do is a completely normal thing to do. And there shouldn't be any pressure to immediately get a job and head into a career that you're going to be doing for the rest of your life. There is no reason to rush anything directly after college. Number 2, I think it's important to seek out jobs in new places, whether that's a new city, a new state, a new country, whatever it could be. Get out of your comfort zone, especially if you spent the last 4 years in a college that's very close to your hometown, maybe it's in your hometown. Having the opportunity to find a job in a new location is a big opportunity for growth. And whether you take the job in the new city or not, I think it's important to at least apply so you can have those options. Number 3 is not everybody is fit for a corporate job. I think I am a great example of this exact situation. When I graduated college, I was interning for a food blogger. I was working completely remote as a social media manager, and she offered me a full-time position, and I ended up working full-time for her for about a year. And then I was let go during COVID, and that was the biggest blessing in disguise. Of course, at the time it was very traumatic, but I don't think that I was meant to be in a corporate job, and I think if I would have stayed at that job, I never would have figured that out, and sometimes it takes that little extra push. If for some reason you don't have a desire to go apply for corporate jobs, or maybe you try a corporate job and it's making you extremely unhappy, not everybody is cut out for a corporate job, and there's a lot of different types of jobs and job opportunities that college maybe is not exposing you to, that you could do some research on or maybe explore other options. But if you don't love your corporate job, maybe you're just not meant for a corporate job. So explore other opportunities. You don't always have to jump into corporate America right after college. Number 4 is this weird pressure that people seem to get right after college, that you have to immediately have your life figured out, or at least act like you have your life figured out. Wild concept. Most people don't have their life figured out. Most adults are just kids trying to figure out adulthood still. I know at 26 years old, it's like this weird pressure that I have to act like my life is fully together, but I don't think anyone's life is fully together. We're all trying to figure it out. We're all living life for the first time. You don't have to have your life figured out at 22 years old, and you don't have to act like you have your life figured out at 22 years old. It's perfectly normal for there to be ups and downs and all sorts of things while you're navigating this entire new chapter of your life. Number 5 is take time to travel. This, I think, can be an incredibly important experience, especially if you weren't able to do a semester abroad during college. You don't even have to necessarily travel abroad, but if you do have that time between graduation and maybe starting a new job, or you don't have a job lined up yet, or you're not immediately starting to go into the office, I think that's a really good time frame for a lot of people to explore and travel a little bit before you jump into working 40 hours a week and only being able to take time when you have PTO. So if you do have that time frame where you're not working, I think that's a great opportunity for you to use that time to travel, or at least go visit some friends, get out of the city that you're going to be living in, maybe explore some areas that you would potentially move to. Take that time to really just decompress after 4 years of college and before starting an entire career. Number 6 is it is okay to ask for help. And here I'm specifically talking about in a professional sense when you're looking for jobs, whether you know someone in that field or you just want to talk to someone who maybe is in a corporate job or in a job that you have interest in. A lot of people are willing to help because they had to figure it out at one point themselves as well. So it's great to use your resources, whether that's just an adult that's in your life that has a similar job, or maybe they just have a job and you're trying to figure out how to apply and they need to look at your resume, stuff like that. It is okay to ask people for help. More often than not, people are willing to help, especially with people who are just graduating college. People are very, very willing to help you. So if you are looking for help or you have questions, definitely just ask. Number 7 is if it seems like everybody has their life together, I promise you they don't. I still don't. This kind of goes with number 4. People are living their lives for the first time. Everyone is on this earth for the first time, so we are all trying to figure it out, and people can be very good at faking the fact that they maybe don't have their entire lives figured out. They're good at pretending like they have their lives figured out. Maybe some people do have their lives figured out. That does not mean that's your timeline, and if you feel like you don't, that doesn't mean you're behind. Your 20s are meant for growth. After college, you're only going to continue to grow. Your 20s are meant for a big growth period and kind of figuring out what you want to do. So take this time to focus on yourself and not compare yourself to others. It's a really easy thing to do. I promise you, everyone is just trying to figure their stuff out. Number 8 is it is okay, rather it is encouraged to have other things going on in your life outside of your job and outside of partying. I think college can be really focused on school and your social scene, where once you get out of college, I think it's really important to diversify how you spend your time. So maybe you're not going out every single weekend, but you're picking up new hobbies, you're finding some new friends, you're networking within your career, but making sure that you are finding things to do outside of your job, outside of partying. It's an important time in your life to build very healthy habits, and I think that's a perfect thing to focus on right as you're getting out of college. A lot of people find the transition between college and post-grad life to be kind of difficult, but focusing on yourself and finding and maintaining healthy habits, I think, can be a great way to kind of bridge that gap. To go along with that, number 9 is to invest in self-care. Whether that is a gym membership or you're going on walks with your friends, you're spending more time outside, whatever self-care looks like to you. That could be also therapy, it could be getting a facial, it could be just spending time with loved ones, it could be getting a pet, but investing in yourself is the best use of your time and use of your money, in my opinion. So making sure that you're taking care of yourself. It can be difficult for people to spend an entire 4 years surrounded by everyone that they know, all of their friends, spending so much time in class and having a very structured schedule, to all of a sudden not having any structured schedule outside of your job. You can do whatever you want, you can spend your money however you want. It's all on you, so it's a big jump to take. So make sure that you're focused on yourself, your mental health, your physical health, your relationships can be an easy way to bridge that gap as well. And number 10, and my last tip here, is to learn from experience. You're not going to know everything based on your college classes. In fact, I think most careers, you don't use that much that you learned in school in your actual career, and they actually will teach you everything that you need to know within your career. So be open-minded, be open to continuing to learn, because that's what a career is going to be. You're going to be continuing to learn new things, and you're going to need to learn from experience. And this is even outside of a job, in friendships, in relationships with your family. In every aspect of life, you're just going to be learning from experience, and that is the best learning method, in my opinion. So just be open-minded, be open to it, and know that your learning does not stop with college. That is all I have for episode 2 of my new series. If you found this video helpful or useful in any way, let me know, leave a comment, don't forget to subscribe, and I will be back for part 3 of this series next week.